Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Stepsbasic, and welcome back to my community show.
Oh gosh, that's a beautiful soliloquy there I was thinking of. Anyway, that's not what's important. What's important is today's topic. But first, as always, announcements prior. So this week has been even worse than last week was. My God, I didn't think it was going to be possible, but oh man. I got one video out a day every day this week. I don't even have Warframe recorded for this week. So you have seen some of the things I've been rolling out, some of the things I've been working on behind the scenes, if you've been paying attention lately, i.e. the new thumbnails. I'm still using the old thumbnails for Spyro for the sake of consistency, but starting with Days Gone, we're going to be implementing the new one. I'm going to start working on more character models so I don't just have the same, stern-looking fella in them all. I want to have some variety so, I don't look all bleh the whole time. I want to look like I'm actually enjoying myself. But apart from that, there are the new end cards I started up this week because I don't like adding time to my videos. I don't like adding superfluous 20 seconds to my videos. So in order to fix it, I've started condensing it and doing the whole, the end card thing. That's pretty cool, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. Admittedly, not an original idea. I swiped it from Gigi Gab and her videos. I saw her do it, and I loved it. And I'm like, I can make that work for my channel too. What do you call it? Recognition to her for the idea. I'm not sure if she's the originator of it, but she's where I got the idea from. But I do like that rather than the whole superfluous time. I go into my outro and shift to the end card format. Got a little music on the bottom of it. Sounds great. Hopefully you guys like it as well. Apart from that, I have gotten Final Fantasy II, and I'm going to play through it before I play through it for the channel because, like I said, I don't know anything about the game very much. I don't know very much about the game. And so I'm thinking I'm going to do the introduction episode for y'all, and then I'm going to grind my characters up because I found a quick, easy leveling guide. And I know I'm cheesing the system, but I don't like the game, so I want to get through the story, which is more important to me. But anyway, before I get started on today's topic, I do want to say that I am still going to do the Mental Health Awareness Month thing, but not till next week because I filmed a video additionally that I want to put up on Thursday, but I didn't get it in time for this Thursday because of, timing and whatnot. So I will be doing that, and I'll have the game video, and then I'll have my own take on it, as well as talking about myself in the episode afterwards, in the community show next week. So this week, I do want to talk about something. What do I want to talk about, though? Oh, I know. Spoilers. That's actually a good topic. This is interesting, because we've seen a lot of this going around on the internet, especially regarding Avengers Endgame, but also other things like friggin' Game of Thrones and whatnot. And spoilers are an interesting thing because I have never actually had a big issue with receiving spoilers. Now, I come from an era where if you miss a show on TV, you have to wait until they replay it and hope that they replay the episode you missed, because you didn't really have as much access to like online streaming stuff like you do these days. And you basically, you kind of had to live vicariously or hope you can catch it later. So back in the day, spoilers were less of a bad thing, more of a, hey, this is what happened. Aren't you sad you missed it? I'm like, yeah, I missed it. That's so sad. So I come from that era, and as such, I don't actually necessarily dislike receiving spoilers. Now, that's to a degree. I do not like receiving spoilers if I'm actually in the process of watching the thing.
Now, you've probably had a friend like this or been in a stream like this, and you're sitting there watching it and you're enjoying it, and then all of a sudden the guy next to you is like, hey, watch for this part. This part's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah, this is the part where Anakin kills Batman. Oh, yeah. And then you're like, boy, let me enjoy this. and it just that is the one that gets me. But random spoilers, I mean, I will watch reviews of movies that I want to watch before I'll go actually watch them. That being said, I do understand where people are coming from when they don't want spoilers, because they want to experience it fresh. Now, from my point of view, nobody can tell the story as well as the original storyteller can tell it. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey, that part in Avengers Endgame where a Batman flew off to battle against the Ewoks on Endor was just the most heartbreaking moment ever. And I'll be like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then I'll go and watch Avengers Endgame just to experience that moment of watching Batman actually taking his lightsaber against the Ewoks. And I'll be like, oh, that was super cool. Bear in mind, I haven't actually seen Avengers Endgame, if you can't tell from my spoilers. So I'm not actually spoiling anything here. If you actually believe those to be spoilers, then I'm sorry. As such, I will never spoil things for other people, even if I know, like, I've seen it and I really like it and I really want to talk about it with somebody. I won't spoil it for anybody, because honestly, it's a bit disrespectful. Now, that being said, there is something I do need to address. There has been, almost with everything, something went around on Reddit talking about how people beat up somebody in a movie theater for spoiling the movie. And I'm like, no. See, this has been going around since, I think the first time I saw it go around the internet was with the first Star Wars prequel. Or the third Star Wars prequel, one or the other. But it was one of the Star Wars prequels. That was the first time I saw this go around with people talking about how they beat somebody up or somebody got beat up for spoiling a movie. I'm not saying it's beyond the realm of possibility, but chances are if you see a story about it, it's fake. And people do it mostly just to emphasize the point of, hey, don't spoil, because we don't want you ruining things for us. But at the same time, people also use it to kind of disparage, and I feel like it is very disparaging to the fans of the services. Like I think the most recent one I saw somebody in the Discord I'm in talk about how they felt they lost a little bit of respect for the fandom of the MCU because they saw that story go by. And, I told them the same thing, it's a lie. Most likely it's a lie. I'm not saying that there aren't people in the MCU fandom who wouldn't do that, because, fandoms are fandoms, and it takes literally every kind of person. If you enjoy the thing, then you can be a fan and part of the fandom. That doesn't necessarily represent the entire fandom. Just remember that. I think I did a video on fandoms at one point, and I kind of came out sounding pretty negative, but it ultimately comes down to fandoms are not so much indicative of the people that like them. Like, you'll have all sorts of people who like something, not just, dyed-in-the-wool, happy-go-lucky, fun-loving people. You'll also have the darker elements of people who hate everything but like this one thing. And so, if you are considering, however, to being violent because somebody spoiled something, remember this. It's not that important. Ultimately, it comes down to the same thing that every gamer hates to hear. It's just a game, or it's just a movie, or it's just a show. It does not have any real-life impact on you at all. And if you feel like that is justification for physical violence, then I'm sorry, you're wrong. PSA out of the way. I do kind of find it, because there were studies recently. I wish I could remember what the studies were, but I watched a video covering the studies that talked about how spoilers do not actually spoil anything. And of course, it was relative to how recently you received the spoiler. Now, of course, when I say that, I'm not diminishing your feelings about it at all. I'm just saying that this is what the study uncovered. word. Because I know statistics are one thing, but also people's actual feelings are a completely different thing. But it was kind of an interesting study that showed that people's enjoyment of movies in some cases would actually go up if they kind of knew something was happening. Now, of course, me, when it comes to movies, I try not to go in with any expectations at all. Like, I try to go in just kind of blank slate, expecting, even if I've had something spoiled for me. Take Captain Marvel, for instance. I still haven't seen the movie. But I know a lot about the movie, and I'm kind of excited to actually go and watch it because I want to see some of the things that I've been told actually play out. And I think in a way that kind of plays it up to me. Now, there's some things I'm a little worried about, but we're not going to go into that because this isn't a movie review thing. That being said, I'm going into Avengers Endgame completely blank with no knowledge of what's happening, and I'm excited about it. But I kind of wonder to myself, like, if I knew something was going to happen, would I be excited about it? Like, I've watched one trailer for the show, one trailer for the movie, and that's it. If I can find that study online, I'm going to link it in the description. But if I can't, I'm going to write sorry down in the description. But I found that to be kind of an interesting little topic. And, with the prevalence of the MCU right now, shifting command, the changing of the guard, as it were, I do find it kind of an interesting environment we live in right now, as far as, the MCU is concerned. Like I said, doesn't really affect real life, but it is still kind of interesting, especially being that's kind of my field, as it were, writing and storytelling and whatnot. I like the idea of the changing of the guard. But anyway, I don't know if this was actually a very educational video. I'm not sure if it was enlightening or anything, but I did feel like it would be an interesting topic to talk about concerning the MCU. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it, though. What sorts of spoilers do you hate to hear about? What sorts of... Do you hate spoilers? Do you not hate spoilers? Are you indifferent? Are you like me? Do you spoil things? I mean, I know sometimes I get really excited and I just want to really spoil something, even though it's not really an intended spoil. I just want to talk about it. But, like, have you ever had instances where you accidentally spoiled something for somebody and they got really mad at you? Those stories are kind of interesting. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And, of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. When I can, if I can, all that jazz. And tune in next time for another topic and another time. And until then, night.